Dogmas, religions, structures, belief systems, methods. All of them are structures, and all of them have one particular thing. All of them are based on memory, on the past time, on repetition, on memorizing something. And when we memorize something and we operate under that structure, under that belief system, under that religion, what we're doing is we are avoiding the present moment. Because every time we have an experience in the present moment, for us to make sense of it, we already have a conditioning. We gotta go back to that memory to interpret, to experience this. But every moment we do that, we stop the experience. And what we're doing is we are dying. We're dying in the present moment every single time we use a conditioning to make sense of the present time. So in order for us to create a new perception, a new reality, a new body, a new to manifest something, if you want to manifest more money, whatever it is, one of the anchors that is keeping us or making us not being able to achieve certain things is conditioning. Because every time, this is the most important thing, conditioning, it happens at a subconscious level. Because when we were kids, unconsciously we were conditioned to act in certain ways. We were conditioned by our parents, but not intellectually, because we didn't have the ability to interact intellectually, but we have the ability to interact at an emotional level. So whenever we were kids and we have a shock, even though we don't understand, that shock condition us to behave in certain form in the present moment. That shocks, that's a piece of information. Exactly as religion, that emotional shock, it was a piece of information that whenever we feel it, we're gonna by default act according to it. And the most important thing with this structure, for instance, is that because it's subconscious, we're not aware of it. Because religion, we are aware of it, and probably if I'm saying something, probably you might say, oh, that makes sense. Yes, I'm conditioned to love in certain way. I'm conditioned to eat in certain way. I am conditioned to sleep in certain way. I am conditioned to dress in certain way. You might say that, but be aware that underneath we also have other type of structures created by emotional shocks. All that is information. Everything is information. Information is frequency. We are information. So when religion tells you and put information in you, the religion is basically shaping you, shaping your life, shaping the way you eat, shaping the way you interact with other people. And you will say, well, how's that? Is more than shaping you intellectually, is the frequency behind the intellectual part that people are giving you. Like, I give you a quick example. For instance, when you look at the symbol of Jesus Christ crucified, it's a symbol, and it was given to most of the Christians and Catholics, and that symbol conveys suffering. That symbol conveys sacrificing, and that symbol conveys fear, and that all that is coming into you and is affecting the way you live, or the way we live. Now, so one of the keys to ease any disease is to ease the structure, to release that structure, to release all give you an example quickly. Many of the sickness that we have is because we're resisting an emotion. Literally, every sickness, every disease, lack of peace comes from a hidden emotion. And for instance, very simple, I come from a culture where it's the Latin culture, what people call Latin. Yes, they give us that conditioning, Latin, so we have to behave in certain way. Very common in the Latin culture is to be the macho man. So crying is not allowed. You're a man. Men don't cry. Why are you crying? You're a little girl. You're a pussy. You are a mariquita. Blah blah blah. And that conditioning to suppress your emotions, and that suppressing of your emotions become into fear. And that fear, because I don't want to express myself, because if I express myself, I'm gonna be rejected. That fear of being rejected or being abandoned, which is deep, the deep root, becomes into being aggressive and being violent. And that's why we see so much toxic. Look at this. It's not toxic. It's just unresolved emotions, toxic masculinity. So release the structure. The art of dying in the present moment means that I am in the present moment, and then when I get the stimulus, me in this case talking to you, I'm stimulating something right now. For you to understand me, you're gonna go to the past to make sense. Your ego will take you to the past. Oh, this guy has an accent. Oh, this guy should be a Latin. Oh, this guy is handsome. So whatever it is that the conditioning is telling you, whatever it is, so that will take you out of the present time, and that will stop the experience of listening to what I'm saying and actually feeling in your body, seeing what the resonance I'm sending you, the frequency I'm sending you through this information is frequency, produces in you. Probably it produces an annoyance, it bothers you, or probably it clicks on you and open up a new vibrational door immediately. Probably you're resisting in it. And a lot of that comes from the past conditioning. If we die, the art of dying in the present moment means let your conditioning, your ego, because everything, all the conditioning is ego based, is memory. Right? The ego wants to understand everything. The ego wants consistent. The ego wants something familiar. So the ego wants the known. So if we receive right now, as you're listening to me, you sit down and observe what this image, this symbol, this stimulus is producing in you, without letting the thinking take over or observing the thinking, because it's all happening. It's not about stopping anything. It's all happening, but you can observe it and observe what is producing in your body. Then you're going to have a different experience. And that different experience means that you are relating actually with yourself, because you're putting your energy in observing you, not observing and criticizing according to a condition or to a belief system what I'm saying. You are putting your attention in you, in observing what this stimulus is doing to you. So that's the real ease practice of releasing your structure or our structures. It's the art of dying in the present time. And we die over and over and over again. Because if we are in the present, we are dying to the last minute over and over again. And that's what a kid does. That's what your dog, that's why you love so much your dog. You love so much your dog because your dog is always present. So your dog doesn't have any conditioning to measure the present time, but he just observing and enjoying, having a body of delight That's why it's so alive. That's why kids are the same. That's what we were when we got here. Before we were packed with conditions and indoctrinated. The real is, hope this is useful. Please, if you think this can be useful for somebody else, do pass it along. If you have any question, feel free. I'm here. Thank you.